When we realize that what we are is consciousness, that we have a formless identity, and that indwelling divinity is always there, is always ever present, sometimes what can happen on the spiritual path is that we tend to reject our humanity. We tend to say things like, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not my thoughts, I am not my emotions. And even though all of that is absolutely true, there is a reason why we're here having this human experience. And so, what I want to do is talk about that today because there's an important middle path that we all need to find in order to find balance between our spiritual life and our humanity. But before I begin, if at any point you find that this information is helpful, then please like, share, subscribe, or comment so that more people have access to this video. And if what I'm saying is resonating with you and you'd like to work with me, then please reach out to me at the email provided in the description box below. When I started to make these connections, these life-altering connections of I am not my thoughts, I am not my emotions, I do not have to take things personally. All of the things that have happened to me in my life, I can let go of them. I don't need to hold on to them and bring them into the now moment. All of these things, all of these realizations gave me an incredible, incredible amount of freedom. And when we realize these things initially, there tends to be this overshooting that happens. There's this redirecting, this constant learning that we have to do. And in the beginning, we can overshoot these understandings by taking things too far, by disassociating from our humanity. And I've done this. I've done this quite a bit. I've gone to those overreaching places where I'm walking around feeling like an amoeba, feeling this formless essence within me and not feeling my body, not feeling my humanity, and almost having pride from being able to do that, feeling really good about myself because I was able to disassociate from feeling human. But that is not why we're here. We're here, yes, we're here to evolve, but we're also here to enjoy the preciousness of life. Life is so incredibly precious. I'm recording this video today, and it's my son's 21st birthday, and I can remember the day that he was born as if it were 5 minutes ago. It's that vivid in my mind. And yet 21 years has passed like that. It's gone. And I realized this preciousness, this fleeting, transient quality that life is what makes it so incredibly precious. So much of the time, we're spending our lives in this weird space, in this headspace, in our mind. We're either thinking about the past or we're projecting some weird, unknown, possible future that will probably never come to pass. And we're living in that strange dream state. It's like we go to sleep and then we wake up and then we're in a different dream. It's a conscious dream, but we're still dreaming because we're not present. We're not really absorbing and paying attention to what's happening right in front of us. And so when we can realize that there's this beautiful middle path between having a spiritual life and being in your humanity, feeling so deeply how fleeting, how fast this life is, how temporary it is. And when you begin to relish every single moment, no matter what you're doing, I do this when I'm changing my daughter's poopy diaper. I remind myself that this is a moment in time that I can be present with. I may not like it. I may not like having poop on my hand, but it's still something that I can be present with, that I can really fully pay attention to because it's going to pass. It will pass. Everything is going to pass. I constantly remind myself of this when I'm at the gym and I'm lifting weights and I'm in the middle of a set and I tell myself, this will be over soon. This is going to be over in a matter of seconds. And it is, and I get to the end of that set and I go, wow, I made it. I did it. It's over. And this is the truth of life. Life is constantly going. It's just going. And you can begin to pay attention to that. You can begin to pay attention and notice that every moment is gone. And time is like that. It's like sand slipping through your fingers. It's constantly going. And I'm not saying this to be negative, but there's a fascinating experiment that you can make by looking at how things are ending instead of noticing the beginning of everything, which is what a lot of people who are practicing mindfulness do. They notice when something is starting, when there's a new chapter, a new beginning to something. But I dare you to notice the ending of things. Just begin to notice how everything ends. The end of everything. The end of everything is so telling because it reminds us that life is so precious, short. And we really, really need to begin to cultivate how to relish every moment. Because most of the time, what we're doing, besides being in our mind, is we're pushing ourselves to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. You know, it's very American to want to have this to-do list and just get everything done that day. How much can I do today? What have I accomplished today? Make this day abundant with worthwhile endeavors. You know, we're always of this mindset to do, more, more, more. And there is something else that we can do, which is continue to do, but relish the doing. And when we do that, we get into the state of being. We bring our presence, that awareness that we are, begins to merge with our humanity when we do this. Because when we're living in this place of, you know, being higher than thou, we're in our spiritual state of realizing our true nature and realizing that God is us and that we are God and that this divinity is in everything and everyone. And yes, that is so incredibly powerful and beautiful. But if you're really, really doing that, what you're doing in tandem with that is you are amazed by life. You are amazed with this human form and with everything that you get to experience. Everything becomes amazing. And that is the opposite of rejecting life. That is the opposite of living on this weird, separated spiritual plane where you're examining everything and observing everything, but you haven't really merged with life. You haven't really allowed yourself to be grateful for life, to be in the flow of life, to be one with life. So once you do that overshooting of realizing that what you are is this formless consciousness, that's beautiful. That's absolutely necessary. And that's kind of the point of why we're here, is to remember our true nature, right? But the other aspect of that is realizing that there is this beautiful thing happening, which is our humanity, which is this human form that we get to experience. Now, the reason why this is so beautiful is because it's an instrument. The body and the mind, it's an instrument, the body mind really, that we can use to express our own divinity, to express the aspect of divinity that is inhabiting this body for a very temporary period of time. And we can use our divinity to show that love, to show that bliss, that peace, that tranquility, whatever aspect that you want to extend to everyone around you. You can use your instrument of the body mind to do that. And that's why it's so incredibly special. And when we don't do that, when we're sitting in this removed place of almost negating life, almost negating our humanity by saying that these experiences that I'm having are not really me, and these thoughts that I'm having are not me, and my emotions aren't me. And yes, that's true. But there's something beautiful about being in the music of life. I love that Michael Singer said, you know, imagine if your life was just one note. If everything that happened to you was just good, quote unquote good, as we deem certain things to be good and certain things to be bad. Imagine if everything in your life was just fine, it was just neutral. What a boring song. That wouldn't even be a song. It would just be, it would be one note, right? It would hardly be a piece of music. But your life is so rich because of these highs and lows and in betweens and valleys and peaks and all of those experiences that you have, all of these thoughts and these emotions and all of the people in your life and the animals in your life and the experiences that you've had, all of it make your life so rich. And we can be grateful for that because our life can be looked at as a symphony of music, as a song that becomes so cinematic when you allow yourself to see it that way, when you allow the fullness of life to come in and for you to extend that back to life. You are life. But to be in the flow of that music is the reason why we're here. It's so that we can be one with life. It's so that we can be in harmony with everything and everyone around us. And it's this incredible sense of merging, of being so in tune with everything because you stop resisting anything. You stop resisting any aspect of yourself. Even though these things like our humanity, our human form, that's not us. And yet the divinity that we are a part of, that we are, created these things. So who's to say that it's any less than God, that our human form isn't God too? All of it is God. Everything, every little minute thing in this universe is God. There's nowhere that God is not, because everything is being birthed out of that consciousness. So when we begin to see that all of it is beauty, all of it is incredibly precious. Your humanity, your thoughts, your emotions, your experiences, your body, your mind, your spirit, your consciousness, all of it is beautiful. Then, my friends, then you begin to feel that you can accept everything, that anything that happens to you can be accepted, can be played, can be sung, can be heard, can be lived. And then you find this incredible freedom within you. You find that life becomes so incredibly special and incredibly precious. And all of that reaching and clinging and wanting and needing things to be a different way, all of that dissolves and you just relax and you just let go and you just realize that you can be here now and experience life fully, so incredibly fully. So wherever you are, enjoy this ride of life. Just enjoy the joyride. Make it a joyride. Realize that you get to experience life in a way that nobody else gets to experience it. Nobody is experiencing life the way that you are. So wherever you are right now, whatever is happening to you that you feel that you can't handle, just realize that you can get to this incredible deep place of acceptance, of freedom. I'll leave you with one precious pearl of wisdom that Michael Singer said that I just absolutely cannot get enough of. And it's, instead of trying to find yourself, just cease to leave. I love you all so much. Until next time, remember to let go. Let go of trying to be anything other than the truth of what you are.